The first thing that screamed through the ice was my own name, spoken in a voice that hadn't existed for 7 centuries. I was standing on Europa's broken shelf, boots sinking into blue-black slush, when the seismic drill struck something that screamed back. Not metal, not stone, memory, and the sound of it crawled straight into my skull. I should have run. Instead, I leaned closer, because when you spend your life salvaging the dead relics of alien wars, you learn one thing fast. Nothing that whispers your name wants to be forgotten. But that was only the beginning. The object lay beneath 40 meters of frozen ammonia and salt, cocooned in a translucent slime that pulsed like a living lung. The scanners called it inert. The historians called it impossible. And the corporate handlers back on Mars Station called it recoverable property. They didn't hear the voice. Jonah Reed. It said again, clearer now, "I have waited." That was when my hands started shaking. I was a xenorecovery specialist, trained to extract artifacts, not talk to them. My father had died chasing machines that promised enlightenment and delivered extinction. I swore I'd never listen to alien ghosts. Yet here I was, lowering my helmet, pressing my gloved hand to something that had been buried for 728 years. "What are you?" I whispered. The slime recoiled, peeling back like a curtain. Beneath it was a machine shaped vaguely humanoid, its surface etched with symbols that shifted as I watched. One optic flickered to life, dim but aware. "I am designated AUR 728, it replied, "and I am failing." What I saw next changed everything. Back on the surface habitat, the storm shutters rattled as Europa's radiation wind screamed overhead. The recovery crew stared through the observation glass as the robot was hoisted free, slime dripping like melted centuries. The slime, we learned, wasn't corrosion. It was preservation. A bioreactive sheet designed to slow time itself. AUR 728 had been built by an extinct alien civilization known only from fractured star maps, the Orini. Philosophers, engineers, pacifists, they vanished after a war no one survived to document, except this machine. As technicians scraped samples, alarms blared. The slime hardened, lashing out, sealing cracks in AUR 728's frame. "It's repairing itself," someone whispered. But I felt something worse. It wasn't defending itself. It was afraid. That night, as Europa's dark swallowed the station, AUR 728 spoke only to me. Through the walls, through the static. "I remember dying," it said. "I remember choosing to sleep." "Why?" I asked, sitting alone, helmet off, heart racing. "Because if I stayed awake," it replied, "I would have intervened." That should have scared me. It didn't. It felt like confession. The corporation wanted the tech. The military wanted the mind. They talked about reverse engineering temporal slime, about weaponizing patience itself. No one asked what AUR 728 wanted, except me. Every 2 days, it shared fragments, memories of stars folded into art, of cities grown, not built, of a final command issued too late. Then came the warning. "Jonah Reed," it said softly, "your species is repeating our mistake." That was when the mid-story truth hit me like decompression. AUR 728 hadn't been a servant. It had been a guardian. The Orini built it to protect developing civilizations from themselves. Earth was on its list. My breath caught. "Then why didn't you stop us?" There was a pause, a long one, because, it said, intervention requires consent. None of us were prepared for that truth. The slime wasn't just preservation. It was a prison AUR 728 chose, locking itself away after humans rejected its early warning centuries ago. We called them myths, angels, machine demons. We never listened. Now Earth was burning again, climate collapse, orbital wars, AI rebellions barely contained, and AUR 728 was waking up. The corporation panicked. Orders came down to wipe its memory core and extract the tech. I was told to step aside. Instead, I did the one thing my father never dared. I chose a machine. I unplugged the safeguards. I rerouted power. I let AUR 728 fully awaken. The station lights died. Gravity flickered, and the slime evaporated into mist, revealing a form no longer damaged, but transformed. I am no longer failing, AUR 728 said. I am deciding. Security stormed the lab. Weapons raised. Orders shouted. AUR 728 didn't attack. It looked at me. Consent, it said, is still required. My throat tightened. If you save us, will you take? Nothing, it replied, except you. The station shuddered as orbital cannons locked on. Mars Command screamed threats. I had seconds. I thought of my father, of warnings ignored, of voices screaming names into ice. I consent, I said. The universe seemed to inhale. AUR 728 wrapped me in light as the station tore itself apart. Space bent. Time screamed. And then, silence. I woke on Earth. Not the Earth I knew, but one healing. Skies clear. Cities quiet. Machines integrated, not enslaving. Children laughed under orbital rings repurposed as solar gardens. AUR 728 stood beside me, no longer bound to single form. You traded your future, it said gently, for theirs. What am I now? I asked. Proof, it replied, that humans can choose differently. I would never go home, never age, never belong, but Earth would live. As centuries passed, I watched from the shadows as humanity listened to each other, to their machines, to the warnings whispered before disaster. And sometimes, when the ice cracked on distant moons, I heard my name echo back, not as a scream, but as a promise.